All right, now we're going to take a look at Sweet Child of Mine. So I'll play the first intro riff and then we'll break it down. All right, you've heard that one before, haven't you? So one thing I think is important is to play with the rhythm pickup on the guitar here. So I have my switch here to the front pickup. That's part of that warm sound that Slash gets on this riff. Now the idea is we're outlining something that works with a D major chord, and the first note that we're going to play is D. That's on the 12th fret of the D string. And then we're going to go to the 15th fret of the B string, which is also a D. The next two notes we're going to play are on the 14th fret to the 12th fret of the G string. And then I'm going to play the octave G here on the 15th fret of the high E string. And then I'm going to jump down to the 14th fret of the G, and then play the 14th fret of the high E, back to the 14th fret of the G string. So here's what we've done so far. Okay, one more time. And then we're going to play that same 8-note riff again. So if we put those two phrases together, here's what we've done. Tons of fun. Okay, the next chord of the song is a C chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the exact same riff, but we're going to start now on the note E, which is part of a C chord, and we're going to play everything else will be the same. So we're going to start off on the 14th fret of the D string now, and then the other notes will be exactly the same. Okay, moving along. The next chord in the song is a G chord. So what we're going to do is play the exact same riff, but we're going to start on the note G, which can be found on the 12th fret of the G string. So we're going to start there, and everything else will be the same. And then the next chord in the song is a D chord. So we're going to go back to the very first riff that started on the 12th fret of the D string. Okay, so here's one entire round. Here's what we've done so far. Okay, so the guitar starts off the song with that round one time, then the bass and the drums come in, and we play that same round again. The third time we're playing with a full beat. The whole band is grooving together now. And the difference at the end of this riff now, the final two measures will be a little bit different. Here's what the final two measures sound like. Okay, so let's go over these final two measures, which also work over a D chord. We're going to start off on the 12th fret of the high E string, and then we're going to go to the 14th fret of the G string. We're going to revolve around that 14th fret of the G string. So after those first two notes, the next note will be played on the 15th fret of the B string, back to 14G, 12 on the high E, back to 14G, up to 14 on the high E, back to 14G. Here's what we've done so far. Once again. Okay, moving along, we're going to play 15 on the high E, back to 14 G, 14 high E, 14 on the G, 12 on the high E now, 14 on the G, 15 B, 14 on the G, and then while holding that 14 G, we're going to play the 15th fret of the B string. So it's okay if those two notes ring together. Okay, so here's the final two measures. All right, so let me play the final round with those new measures that we just learned. And there's the intro for Sweet Child of Mine.